Emotional intelligence has become a buzzword in recent years, with many people striving to improve their emotional intelligence to achieve success in their personal and professional lives. Emotional intelligence involves the ability to recognize and understand our own emotions and those of others, and to use this understanding to guide our behavior and decision-making. While there is no doubt that emotional intelligence is an essential component of success, there is also a dark side to emotional intelligence that people often overlook. People with high emotional intelligence can be prone to certain risks that can hinder their success if not managed properly. In this article, we will explore the potential risks of having high emotional intelligence and how to avoid them. The risks of high emotional intelligence. Empathy burnout. One of the most significant risks associated with having high emotional intelligence is empathy burnout. People with high emotional intelligence are highly empathetic and can sense and understand other people's emotions. They often become engrossed in other people's problems, leading to emotional exhaustion and even physical symptoms like headaches and insomnia. Empathy burnout occurs when a person becomes emotionally exhausted from constantly putting themselves in other people's shoes. This can happen in personal and professional contexts. In the workplace, people with high emotional intelligence may find themselves taking on too much of other people's emotional baggage, leading to burnout and decreased productivity. In personal relationships, people with high emotional intelligence may become overwhelmed by the emotional demands of others, leading to emotional exhaustion and even relationship breakdowns. To manage empathy burnout, it's essential to practice self-care and set boundaries. Practicing meditation and mindfulness can also help manage empathy burnout. It's important to take breaks and allow yourself time to recharge emotionally. Emotional contagion. Another potential risk associated with high emotional intelligence is emotional contagion. People with high emotional intelligence can quickly pick up on other people's emotions and internalize them, resulting in mood swings and a general sense of unease. If this continues, it can lead to emotional instability and, in severe cases, mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Emotional contagion occurs when a person absorbs the emotions of others around them. This can happen in personal and professional contexts. In the workplace, people with high emotional intelligence may find themselves absorbing the stress and negative emotions of their colleagues, leading to decreased well-being and productivity. In personal relationships, people with high emotional intelligence may absorb the emotional turbulence of their partner, leading to emotional instability and relationship breakdowns. To avoid emotional contagion, it's essential to be mindful of the people you surround yourself with and the environments you spend time in. Try to surround yourself with positive people and environments, and avoid those that trigger negative emotions. It's also important to practice emotional regulation techniques, such as mindfulness and meditation, to avoid being swept away by other people's emotions. Lack of objectivity. A third potential risk associated with high emotional intelligence is a lack of objectivity. People with high emotional intelligence are often highly intuitive and rely on their gut feelings to make decisions, which can sometimes lead to poor decision-making. They can become so engrossed in the emotional aspect of a situation that they fail to consider the practicalities and facts. Lack of objectivity occurs when a person becomes too emotionally invested in a situation, leading to a skewed perception of reality. This can happen in personal and professional contexts. In the workplace, people with high emotional intelligence may become too emotionally invested in a project or idea, leading to tunnel vision and a failure to consider alternative viewpoints. In personal relationships, people with high emotional intelligence may become so emotionally invested in a situation that they fail to consider the practicalities and long-term consequences of their decisions. To avoid a lack of objectivity, it's essential to balance intuition with facts and objectivity. Take a step back from the emotional aspect of a situation and analyze the facts objectively. It's important to consider alternative viewpoints and perspectives before making a decision. seeking the opinions of others can also help to gain a more objective perspective. Over-identification with emotions. A fourth potential risk associated with high emotional intelligence is over-identification with emotions. People with high emotional intelligence can become so entangled in their emotions that they start to identify with them, leading to a sense of self that is defined by their emotions. This can result in a lack of emotional resilience and an inability to cope with negative emotions. Over-identification with emotions occurs when a person becomes so enmeshed in their emotions that they lose sight of their true self. This can happen in personal and professional contexts. In the workplace, people with high emotional intelligence may become so emotionally invested in their job that they start to identify with their role, leading to a lack of resilience when faced with job loss or criticism. In personal relationships, people with high emotional intelligence may become so emotionally invested in their partner that they lose sight of their own identity, leading to a lack of resilience when faced with relationship breakdowns. To avoid over-identification with emotions, it's important to maintain a sense of perspective and balance. It's important to remember that emotions are temporary and that they do not define us. Practicing self-reflection and self-awareness can help to gain a better understanding of our true selves and our emotions. It's also important to cultivate a sense of resilience by practicing emotional regulation techniques and building a support network of positive people. The importance of emotional intelligence. Despite the potential risks associated with high emotional intelligence, it's important to note that emotional intelligence is an essential component of success in both personal and professional contexts. People with high emotional intelligence are better equipped to manage stress, navigate complex social situations, and build meaningful relationships. They are also more likely to be successful leaders and effective communicators. It's important to strive for balance when it comes to emotional intelligence. While it's important to cultivate empathy and emotional intelligence, it's equally important to maintain a sense of objectivity and perspective. By being mindful of the potential risks associated with high EQ and taking steps to manage these risks, we can reap the benefits of emotional intelligence while avoiding its potential pitfalls. Emotional intelligence is a valuable asset in both personal and professional contexts. However, it's important to be aware of the potential risks associated with high EQ and take steps to manage these risks. By practicing self-care, maintaining objectivity, avoiding emotional contagion, and avoiding over-identification with emotions, we can cultivate emotional intelligence while avoiding its potential pitfalls. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is a balance between empathy and objectivity, and by striking this balance, we can achieve success in all aspects of our lives. In conclusion, emotional intelligence is a powerful tool that can help us succeed in life. However, like any tool, it must be used wisely and with caution. By understanding the potential risks associated with high EQ and taking steps to avoid them, we can harness the power of emotional intelligence without succumbing to its dark side. Remember, emotional intelligence is a balance between empathy and objectivity, and by cultivating this balance, we can lead happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has helped you gain a deeper understanding of the potential risks and rewards of emotional intelligence.